Gideon and the 300 warriors, a story of faith and victory. Once again, the Israelites turned away from God, doing evil in His sight. As a consequence, the Lord allowed them to fall into the hands of the Midianites for 7 long years. The Midianites not only plundered their crops and livestock, but also spread fear, making the hearts of the Israelites sink into despair. Families lost everything, children cried in hunger, and the elderly whispered prayers for God's mercy. Broken and helpless, the Israelites had no other choice but to fall to their knees, lifting their hands to heaven, crying out, "Lord, save us!" At this moment, God chose Gideon, an ordinary man from the tribe of Manasseh, to deliver His people. But Gideon was not a mighty warrior or a great leader. He was timid, full of doubt, and burdened with questions. Why me? What can I do? But God does not seek the strong by human standards. He seeks those with humble hearts, willing to obey Him. One quiet evening, as the sun cast its golden glow over the fields, Gideon was threshing wheat in a winepress, hiding from the Midianites to protect the little grain he had. Suddenly a voice rang out, strong yet filled with warmth. "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Gideon's heart pounded. He turned and saw a stranger, his eyes shining like the sun. Stammering, Gideon replied, "Lord, if you are with us, why has all this happened? Our ancestors told us of how you rescued Israel from Egypt, but now you have abandoned us." But the angel smiled, his gaze full of understanding. "Go in the strength you have, and save Israel from the hand of Midian. I am sending you." Gideon's heart trembled. Him? Save Israel? The thought was absurd. He bowed his head, his voice barely above a whisper. "Lord, how can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my family." Yet the angel did not leave. He looked deep into Gideon's eyes and declared, "I will be with you, and you will strike down the Midianites as if they were but one man." A gentle breeze swept through the fields, as if carrying the breath of God. Gideon felt something stir inside him, a flicker of hope in the darkness of his doubt. Still, he was not fully convinced. "Lord, give me a sign." Gideon offered a young goat and unleavened bread to the Lord. When the angel touched them with his staff, fire burst forth from the rock, consuming the offering. The flames roared, bright and fierce, as if speaking directly from heaven. Gideon fell to his knees, tears welling in his eyes. Yes, this was God. He had called him. Gideon summoned the Israelites, and 32,000 men gathered for battle. But the Lord declared that the army was too large because He wanted Israel to know that victory comes from Him, not from human strength. The Lord told Gideon to announce, "Whoever is afraid, let him go home." Immediately, 22,000 men departed, leaving only 10,000. But again, the Lord said, "Still too many." Then He tested them once more. Gideon led the men to drink from a stream. Those who knelt and drank with their mouths were dismissed. Those who scooped water with their hands and lapped like dogs were chosen. Only 300 men met this condition. The Lord said, "With these 300 men, I will save Israel." That night, Gideon sneaked into the enemy camp. He overheard a Midianite soldier recounting a dream about a barley loaf rolling into the camp and collapsing a tent, and another soldier fearfully replied, "This is the sword of Gideon. The Lord has given Midian into his hands." Gideon returned, his heart filled with faith. He divided his men into 3 groups, each carrying a trumpet, clay jars, and torches. At midnight, while the Midianites slept, the sound of trumpets shattered the silence. The clay jars smashed, and the torches blazed brightly like fire from heaven. Their voices thundered like rolling waves. For the Lord and for Gideon. Panic, terror, chaos. The Midianites ran in confusion, striking each other down in the darkness. Those who survived fled in terror, while the Israelites pursued and defeated them. 300 men, a tiny army, had destroyed a vast force without lifting a single sword. The story of Gideon teaches us victory belongs to the Lord. It is not numbers or human strength, but God's power that wins battles. God uses ordinary people. Gideon was not a hero, but God used him for a great purpose. Faith is greater than strength. When we obey God, even 300 men can defeat a massive army. Trust in the Lord. He can work miracles even when we feel weakest. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe, and leave a comment so you won't miss more inspiring Bible stories. The Lord be with you. Amen.